What's up, dog fans? We have breaking news. Or is it breaking news? But first, if you're new around here, make sure you hit that thumbs up for us on the video. Share it out to your friends and family. Give us a follow, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It'll notify you anytime we post content, go live, whatever it may be. And thanks for watching. But breaking news. Or is it breaking news? 5-star quarterback commit Jared Curtis has flipped his commitment from Georgia to Vandy. Obviously, this news leaked out a couple hours ago. And then shortly after that news leaked out, then Curtis put out a tweet saying that, and I'm paraphrasing, that basically he didn't make any commitments. He hasn't talked to any coaches, that sort of thing. Look, I'm a Georgia fan, a diehard Georgia fan, have been my whole life. And from a recruiting standpoint, I do follow recruiting to a standpoint of, hey, I want to see who's the up and coming players Georgia's getting. Who are they going after? You know what I mean? That sort of thing. But I've never been the one that just lets emotions ride on high school kids, making decisions on where they're going to play college football at. Especially this day and age in the NIL and the transfer portal and the, extended eligibility. There's just too many factors that a lot of adults just hang their hat on and get so emotional when it comes to high school recruiting or even transfer portals and kids leaving and coming and going, you know what I mean? And in this day and age, in 2025, you just can't do that, because your heart will get broken all the time if you're like that. Number two, they're high school kids, so they have a right to make a decision and play wherever they think they are going to fit in the best, wherever they think that's going to, help them continue their journey in their NFL career, their college career, whatever it may be. So I wanted to paraphrase that. I wanted to say all that to say that, hey, I wanted Jared Curtis. I think Jared Curtis, even though plays in a Christian private league division, whatever you want to call it, and we've seen throughout time where other highly rated quarterbacks have played in those private schools and either A, didn't pan out, or B, it's taken them a while to progress. And this is no shot at anybody. And it's look, I didn't play college sports, so you have to be very good and elite to even make it to play in college. But you look at Brock Vandagriff, right? He committed to Georgia. It was at Georgia, then went to Kentucky, and then for whatever reason, he's not even playing now. Or you look at Arch Manning, who he had so much hype around him that it's taken him almost a full season to even get to the progression that he's at now. And he's still got a lot of growing and learning to do. So obviously playing in the college level is a lot different than playing in high school, and vice versa. Playing in the NFL is different than playing college. And, it does a lot of times determine and feels like that, depending on what type of school you play in, whether it's high school, if you're in a smaller division, college, and a group of 5 versus Power 4. Sometimes those things matter, right? So, but I also think that Jared Curtis was going to be different. He's big, he's mobile. He looked really good. He looked really good as a quarterback, and I was going to be, happy that Georgia, if he, stayed his commitment, with Georgia. Now, I don't think this had to, in my opinion, I don't think it had anything to do with money. I think that Clark Lea has done a great job at Vanderbilt, and I like Clark Lea as a head coach. I think he's done a great job at Vanderbilt getting that program to being somewhat relevant. I think Pavia going in there the last 2 years and helping boost that. And they finished 10-2 this year, in the regular season. Obviously, Curtis, he's from Nashville, and I think that without a shadow of a doubt, Gunner's coming back next year. I mean, I know he went out on senior day, but that's who he came in with when he came to Georgia. So I don't think that's a sign of him leaving. I mean, he's got another year of eligibility. 99.9% sure he'll be back in Athens next year, and he'll be the starting quarterback for the 2026 Georgia football team. And rightfully so. He's earned it. He's played really good this year. Over the last few games, he's had some, the Georgia Tech game looked a little off, that sort of thing. But, he's earned it. So I don't think that Jared Curtis committing to Georgia, there's no way that he would come in and be the day one starter. Just looking at Kirby's history, when it comes to the quarterback position, I think Jake Fromm was a true freshman that started, but that was because Jacob Eason got hurt. It in reality, it makes sense. If Curtis wants to be a day one starter and wants to be handed the keys to the offense day one, then it would make sense for him to go to Vanderbilt. And, I know he put out the tweet saying that, nothing was made, but I'm pretty sure that the camp leaked out the information. His camp probably leaked out the information. And, I'm almost certain that he's probably going to flip. And I'm almost certain when this news came out, or in my opinion, when this news came out, a week or so ago, or however long it's been, that Vandy was really trying to flip him. I knew that he was probably going to flip anyways, which sucks. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. But at the end of the day, he's got to do what he thinks is best for him and his future. And like I said, if he wants to be a day one starter, then Vanderbilt is the place to be, especially with that program ascending in the right direction and, taking steps forward, going in the right direction. And I think Clark Lea's a great head coach. And I like him as a coach. But Georgia, they're Kirby's, everybody's going to compete. He's going to say that 100 million times. Like, everybody's going to compete. He's going to say that next year. They're competing for the starting job. And look, I like our quarterbacks. I'll be honest. I'm on record saying that my hot take of the beginning of the 2025 season, my hot take was that Ryan Puglisi would take Gunner's starting job. Now, clearly I was wrong, but that was my opinion at the time because Puglisi is an elite thrower. And, and look, Gunner has made some amazing throws and just touch on the ball and that sort of thing. And look, at the end of the day, Gunner's only going to get better. He's only going to progress in the right direction with the coaching staff and Kirby. Like, he is a true starting quarterback this year. And for him to do what he's done this year and for the offense to do what they've done has been remarkable. Finishing 11-1, playing for the SEC championship, gonna be playing for the gonna be in the playoffs and competing for a national championship. So, I like Puglisi. I like Ryan Montgomery. Ryan Montgomery, saw him warming up at the Dome with before the GT game, and man, he's big. He is a big kid. Look, at the end of the day, we have the 2028 number one quarterback committed to us right now. But you're talking 3 years away, right? Like, things are going to change, things are going to happen. And, You know, you just can't get caught up in making you act some type of way because these kids choose to do what they think is best for them and their future as a college quarterback and their aspirations to get to the NFL. But it doesn't mean that as a Georgia fan, I would love to have Jared Curtis on the sideline. But, you know, man, I'm not saying that he was running from competition. I'm not saying that he couldn't have come in as a true freshman and beat out Gunner from a competition standpoint. But the reality and, you know, is that was a very, very unlikely scenario that was going to happen. You know, when it comes to him being the starting quarterback day one. I mean, it would have at least been 2027 before he got a chance to really be the true starter. And that's just what I believe, and that's my opinion. You know, just given the track record of the quarterbacks. I mean, Gunner sat behind Beck sat behind Bennett. You know, so that trajectory, you know, and then, you know, of course, we lost Dylan Raiola last year, right? Or 2 years ago. You know, but, you know, it is what it is. And I think some quarterbacks benefit from making this decisions like that and going to a different team to be day one starters. And, you know, some don't, you know, no matter what team it is. But, you know, so I don't necessarily think it's breaking news. I think a lot of Dog fans saw this coming. If it stands true, and look, maybe we're all fooled and Curtis is still going to commit to and sign with Georgia tomorrow. But, you know, I think the chances are very unlikely that he does. I'm pretty sure that he's going to Vanderbilt. So, hey, if you made it through the video this far, don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And we'll see you next time. Go Dogs.